Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Parashat Naso. Am Israel is continuing to get ready for the great journey in the desert, the journey from Har Sinai to Eretz Israel. This journey we started off last week's Parashat. This journey is going to be the topic, the whole of Chumash Bamidbar is going to be dealing with this journey. And in Parashat Naso, we continue the preparations. First of all, everyone has to get their position. So we already know the 12 tribes, exactly where they're located, where they stand, where they park, how they move. We've seen all of that. And we started seeing the Leviim, their different positions. In this week's parasha, we finish off with the Leviim. And then we go on to that there are a few people that cannot be with us. There are situations of impurity in which, in situations like that, the camp cannot move. We need to stop. People have to be outside of the camp. Am Israel cannot move towards Eretz Israel when there are different situations of tum'ah inside Am Israel, tzarua, zav, other things like that. People that have sinned need to fix what they've done, malumal. And then the parasha goes on also to situations that we cannot allow inside the camp, with Parashat Sotah, then Nazir, something else. And then we go into all of the Nesi'im, all of the what the presidents brought, the Nesi'ei Bnei Israel brought as Chanukat HaMishkan, finishing off Chanukat HaMishkan. But one of the situations that the Torah says that we need to deal with, if we want to be in motion, if we want to be moving from Har Sinai to Eretz Israel, so one of the situations is the situations of Isha Sotah, someone who her husband feels that there's a lack of trust between them. He has some kind of doubt. Maybe she's got a relationship. She shouldn't have that relationship with someone else. And that's a very serious situation. We see that unlike most other problems that people may have in life, over here the way to work that out, God helps us work it out. We don't know the truth. We don't have any witnesses. We can't find witnesses. So what's going to happen? God's going to do some kind of miracle. That means this is very important for God. If it comes to a level that God's doing a miracle in order to solve the issue here, this means this is something that God sees as crucial. It's crucial. Also, after we're already in Eretz Israel and Beit HaMikdash and everything, and over here we see it's crucial for our ability to be in transit, to be in a situation that we're moving forward. Rav Kook in Orot Israel Utchiyato, 26th paragraph over there, he writes slightly about this, and he starts off saying, "Ha'emun ha'mishpachti," okay, the trust inside a family, hu tolada ve'hamshacha kavit me'ota ha'emuna ha'gdola ha'shruya be'omek ha'ava. The trust in a family is a continuation from the belief that's in the depth of love. And this seems as if, wait, we've got trust and we've got love. And these are two different things. And we've got belief. Wow, all of these things all come together. Now, it is true that Rav Tzvi Yehuda Kook always used to say that the two big topics that his father, Rav Kook, those are the main things that he spoke about and taught everyone about, are the two alefim, emunah ve'ahava, love and belief. And let's try slightly understand what goes on here. Normally, a person would say, what do I mean? Who do I trust? I trust people that are trustworthy. If you show me that I can trust you, if you show me that the way you behave is a way that you're trustworthy, I'm going to trust you. And if you act in ways that I can't trust you, I'm not going to trust you. That seems to be a very logical way. Love is something else. Sometimes I love people that are not really trustworthy. And sometimes I trust people that I don't love. Okay, what do I hate the person, but I trust him. I have total trust in him. Okay, sometimes in the army you could have an officer or a soldier or something that to say that you love them is very extreme. People won't trust if you say that you love them. On the other hand, you can trust them. You feel full trust in them. That could be a situation. But we need to be more accurate with these terms. Maybe for that, one of the big problems we have in today's world is that there's a very big lack of trust. Okay, it's how much energy do we waste because there's no trust in the world? a person, you need to bring someone to do something to repair something in your house. I remember a few years ago, it's already quite a few years ago, sitting at home, we were living in Jerusalem in an apartment building, and I knock on the door, and there's some plumber standing there, and he looks very nervous. What happened? He's fixing something in the next door neighbors. Okay, next door neighbors, they're not above us, no way that anything's leaking into our direction. What's the problem? No, he came there, they showed him what the problem is, and they told him, listen, we're going to do something. If there's anything you need, you can go to the next door neighbors. And he suddenly realized he's left alone in their house, and he started panicking, because he's told that you're never allowed to stay in someone's house on your own. Why? Because they might accuse you of things, and a lot of people know that they don't live any kind of anyone in the house on their own. They don't know him because don't know what he might do. So what happens then normally? If you had to order someone to do some kind of repair in your house or something, so you have to take a day off work. So it's not only that you have to pay him for his day of work, you also have to take a day off your work. And a lot of energy and a lot of time is wasted because we can't trust him. We can't just say, yeah, this is the problem, send him a picture, explain to him where the problem is. I know that he's going to come, do the job properly, and go. And nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to accuse him. He's not going to rob me or do anything like that. There's a lack of trust. But now if we look at it from a slightly different situation, the easiest point to see the effect of trust and how it changes things is when we go to education. We go to education, if you've got a kid, and the kid does something wrong. And you say, no, listen, I can't trust you, this is wrong, how do you do that? I want you to show me that I can trust you. Okay, what happens with the kid? The kid now tries to prove to me that I can trust him. And if he does something wrong somewhere, so he might not tell me about it, because he saw that last time we did something wrong, I was very, said, no, it's wrong, you shouldn't do that, everything's wrong. Need to act, you need to be more responsible, need to be in a situation where I can trust you. And then what happens, often what will happen will be developed, what will develop is this kind of relationship where if he does something that he thinks I don't like, he's going to try and hide it from me. Okay, some people even say, no, it's Gadol Shalom, because peace is so important. I'm not going to tell people about things that are going to annoy them, especially things that I did that are going to annoy them. If someone else did that's going to annoy them, maybe okay, but if it's something's going to make them annoyed by me, I don't want to do that because I want the world to be nice and peaceful. And then we create a whole system of mistrust, or if we take it into a married relationship, often, too often, in today's world, we find situations where people, they get married, and the whole time they test in each other. They want to see if the other one really loves them to the full extent. So they always kind of doing things and trying to see how's the other one reacting. Do they really take care of me? Do they really care for me? Do they really pay attention to everything happening with me? And it's created a kind of relationship where no one's allowing themselves to be totally like given in a loving situation that they just want to give. And this creates a situation where if you don't deal with it early enough, when you realize this is what's happening, it's close to destroying a marriage. Because truly what truly should be, also going back to the situation with the kid, is that a kid, even if he did something wrong, first of all, he feels that the parents totally love him. And oh, wow, it's a pity, we're sorry that happened. And no, it's not even point out what was wrong. Normally people, when they did something wrong, they understand they did something wrong. And if instead of being angry at them or telling them how much they need to be trustworthy people, you argue them, say, well, it must feel like a big disappointment for you not to be able to stand up with the standards you want to be there. But first of all, generate a situation when you feel a lot of love. Or in married life, trust that the other person that married you, they really love you. And even if they didn't pay attention, if they didn't see something that you thought they should have seen, it's not because they don't care. It's because for some reason they didn't notice what it could be. We don't always notice exactly everything with everyone else. And you can point it out from a loving perspective, from how important it is for you, not from why didn't you do something. The main thing, and that's important to understand also, is if you want to create a situation of proper trust, the main thing is to be trustworthy. Okay, not to expect trust, not to, okay, but to be trustworthy, to make sure that you're a person that's totally trustworthy, that you always make sure that you fully love. Maybe also you won't notice something in your spouse. Maybe also you'll do mistakes along the way. But if that happens, you'll say sorry. I didn't mean. I made a mistake here. Okay, but first of all, the most important thing is to be trustworthy, to have a lot of trust. And if we start off that way, then anyway it creates trust also on the other way. If someone is a person like that, that's why what the Rav Kook says here is that it all comes from the belief that's in the depth of love. Okay, because obviously if two spouses, the whole time, the dialogue between them is, you should trust me, I'm trustworthy, I can trust you, you can trust me, then you understand something's wrong. But when the whole atmosphere is the whole time about love, how much we love each other and caring about each other, and then people have confidence in the fact that the spouse actually loves them. And even if they made a mistake somewhere, it's not because they don't love them, it's because they didn't notice, they didn't see, they would. Now, if they manage to understand what they did wrong, obviously they'll do something better. But it's all about love. And then the trust is anyway built around there. That's why Rav Kook, when he speaks here about, he goes into the details of Parashat Sotah, we won't see it now, but here it says, Emunah Mishpachti, that the trust inside the family is a continuation of being trustworthy in the world, of believing things are good and loving. And when a person is a believing person and a loving person, inevitably he will be a trustworthy person, and everyone around him will also be moving in that direction. Be'ezrat Hashem, a lot of love and trust. Shalom.